Well, hello there, friends and family. This is old Mr. Tom. We're in the kitchen tonight. And what we did today, during the heat of the day, went ahead and got a shower and went out to do our beginning of the month shopping. You know, buy the essentials we've used up, we're getting low on, and check the bargains. And while doing that, we were able to come across some good meat prices, and we took advantage of that. And I wanted to show you those, and I wanted to go through some of the meat cuts I bought and why they're so delicious, as well as the best cuts of meat for the price, because you get way more than you get from any other cut. Stay with me. Let me grab them out of the fridge. We'll go through what we bought today, okay? So y'all, like I said, went out to do my beginning of the month shopping, and went to Walmart. Then I went to Superfoods, where I buy the bulk of my groceries. I only get the essentials at Walmart, and God knows I wouldn't buy meat there. But while I was there today, I looked at their hamburger, and their 80/20 was $3.56 a pound. So I decided, nope, not going to do it. I'll go over Superfoods. What I'm about to show you is from Superfoods. Now what we got here first, got some fine T-bone steaks right there. And I'm not sure you can see that all that well, but that's $8 a pound. Right there. And that T-bone's 1.11 pounds. Not a bad price. Over at Walmart, that steak right there was going to run me right near $12 a pound. So that was a hell of a savings over at Superfoods. And of course, we got us another one. Now I want to talk about this for a minute. Why it's so important, and why I buy T-bones. Maybe you don't know this, and I'll actually go to a few websites and verify this information for you, so you'll know it's just not old Mr. Tom telling you. Okay? Now on T-bone, like what we have right here, like I say, these were $8 a pound, USDA choice. And what I want y'all to understand about a T-bone is, you see this cut of meat right here? Right here. That's actually a New York strip steak. Yep, might not have known that. The New York strip steaks over at Superfoods were over 10 a pound. Then if you look right here, this little piece right here, that is a piece of the tenderloin, which you might not know what that is, but you will know what a filet is. Filet Mignon. And that right there, that's what tenderloin is. And it's otherwise called filet and filet mignon. So in a T-bone, what you get is you get a New York strip and a filet on the same cut of meat, and you get it all right there for $8 a pound. I don't know about you, but I just can't beat that. Another cut of beef that I try to get every time I can find it, and I'll show it to you right here, right here on this. This is a beef chuck eye steak. There's two of those little rascals in here, and it's only $4.50 a pound. Now, the beef chuck eye steak is also known as the poor man's ribeye. These, there's only 2 per cow. That's why you don't see them very often. And whenever I see them, I buy them right up every which one they have. This is cut off the 5th rib of the cow, where ribeyes are cut from the 6th to 12th rib. Just look at that marbling. And I'm going to tell you what, whether you use salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic seasoning, whatever you want, throw these on the grill. If you ever eat one, you'll be looking out for these too. And ribeyes today over at Walmart, they were wanting, oh my God, $15 something a pound for ribeye. Superfoods, nearly $13 a pound. And here again, I got these for $4.50. Bet you didn't know that, did you? But like I say, we'll be going on Mr. Goop, and I'm going to show you some facts about these that I'm sure you didn't know either. But let me get out a few other things while we're here at it. Now, I wanted to do some hamburgers this weekend, and I wanted to keep some hamburgers in the freezer. Well, normally I do, and I make them up myself. I press them out. I got a hamburger press. I put a piece of wax paper between them, and I stack them on up. Then I put them in a freezer bag. Take them out as I need them. And what you're seeing here, and I know these are already made, but let me show you something here. See that price right there? $2.30 a pound. And this is your 73 lean, 27 fat. Now, for grilling, pan frying, you want that fat. In fact, I'll tell you a little secret. If any of you ever ate at Five Guys and love their burgers, and you can smell them when you go in, the reason for that is Five Guys uses a high fat content beef for their hamburgers. Yep. Here again, this is 73.27. You want the fat so it stays nice and juicy on that grill or in that frying pan. You get about a 90-10 or even an 80-20. It's going to get dry pretty quick depending on how you cook them and how long. But that price, $2.30, when I looked at Superfoods, their ground beef, same thing, 73.27, was $2.20 a pound. Well, I'm going to tell you what, folks, for 10 cents a pound, I'll let them make up my own hamburgers. Suits me. Plus, I can use the paper in these that they got between them, stack them on up on each other, get them in the freezer bag, and I only cook 2 at a time for me. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meals here for $8.17. Can't beat it as far as I'm concerned. And the last thing I got today, because I've been hankering some chicken tenders, and I make my own, went ahead and picked up this here chicken tenders here, and it was $2.75 a pound. Now I could have went ahead and took a boneless breast of chicken, made my own, but it was $2.65 a pound. Here again, 10 cents a pound more. I'll let them do the cutting for me for 10 cents. You go over to Walmart, and there's a whole lot bigger spread between chicken breast and chicken tenders. If you shop at Walmart, you'll know. And now what I want to do is I want to get back to these here chuck eyes. And these T-bones. I'm going to take you on into my desk, set you up there in front of the computer with me, and I'm going to show you the facts about these cuts of meat and why they are a real value if you're wanting premium steaks at the least amount of price. So let me get these back in the fridge, and I'll set you up, show you what I mean. Okay, y'all, I got you on in here with the desk sitting with me, and we're staring at the old computer screen here. And this is a website, Serious Eats. You might be familiar with it. And this has got 4 high-end steaks you should know. Like it says here, splurging on expensive steak like a ribeye, T-bone strip steak, or filet mignon. Learn how to cook it right. Ooh boy, look at that T-bone. I think that's about an inch thick or so, just like the ones I got sitting in the fridge from Superfoods. But we're going to go on down because we ain't interested in all this. I'll leave a link to this site if you'd like to preview it. But we're going to get down here. Of course, first one you're going to see there's ribeye. Now, I didn't buy no ribeye today, so we're just going to pass it on by. Strip steak, we're going to talk about that a little bit. There's a tenderloin. You see, also sold as filet mignon, filet Chateaubriand. We're going to look at here this fine looking T-bone. Of course, I do think the ones I bought today from my locally owned and operated Superfoods looks a little bit better than that one. And they cut all their own meat in the store. They're not like Walmart. They don't get it in on a tractor trailer. And see, it says also sold as a porterhouse when the tenderloin section is 1.5 inches or wider. Okay, where it's cut from. T-bone steak is a 2-for-1 cut. This is the important thing to remember here, folks. It's made up of a piece of the tenderloin and a piece of the strip, separated by a T-shaped bone. The regular T-bone is cut from the front end of the short loin primal, just after the tenderloin starts, giving it a smallish piece of tenderloin between 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches wide. And a porterhouse steak is cut from farther back and has a section of tenderloin that is at least 1.5 inches wide or wider. See right here? See this right here? That is a filet. That's the tenderloin, which is also known as filet mignon, folks. Here, you can plainly see it now since the bone has been removed. This is a New York strip steak. So what you get from this T-bone is 2 far more higher priced steaks for far less money. Remember, I paid $8 a pound for those T-bones. You try finding a strip steak or filet mignon for anywhere near that price. I dare you. And then they tell you what it tastes like. But when I learned this, it was about 40 years ago, by another old gentleman that I've talked about some of my videos, Garner Hopkins. He made a living raising cows, plus that man was a butcher. He knew his cuts of meat. And he told me, you gotta buy your beef, son, and you want the best of both worlds, New York strip and a filet mignon, you buy a T-bone. Save yourself some money. And I always have, because they're always cheaper. As you can see, $8 a pound. I don't care about where you live. And maybe down in the comments below you'll tell me what filet mignons run in your area, what a New York strip and a T-bone are costing you. So the other steak that I want to teach you something about, and I showed you out there on the counter in the kitchen, was that chuck eye steak. Now, right off the get-go, you're going to be thinking, that's just chuck steak. Folks, chuck steak is nothing more than a chuck roast cut thin. The chuck eye steak is not a chuck steak. Let me show you why. We're going to go over here, scroll up to this nice pretty website showing all those delicious chuck eye steaks. And this is a website, there's many out here. They'll tell you the same story. This is from Grilling Fools. I like them. Follow them. But down here, right here, he's going to tell you, what is a chuck eye steak? It's often referred to as the poor man's ribeye. And that is for good reason. Ribeyes are cut from the 6th to 12th rib of the cow. Just like I told you, out in the kitchen. The chuck eye steak is cut off the 5th rib. Don't confuse them with chuck steaks. These are chuck eye steaks. There are only 2 chuck eye steaks per cow, so they aren't always available, but when they are, they are quite the treat at a much discounted rate from the lauded ribeye. And I'm going to tell you, the people that know about chuck eye steak, they put these out, and somebody comes by and knows about their meat, they're gone. If I see 1, 2 packages, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're gone. They're that good. They're as good as a ribeye for way less. And you saw what I paid for them right here. He's showing you. He paid $7.99 a pound for his chuck eye steak. I paid $4.50 a pound, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And if I don't ever give you any other good tips, telling you about the Tbone steaks where you get 2 premium steaks for cheaper than either one would cost you, and then showing you right here on this chuck eye that you can get a chuck eye steak, which is a ribeye, same marbling. Look at them. You saw the ones I had. They're well marbled, very tender. If you ever try one, you will be on the lookout for them as well. Watch out for me, because I try to get there early when I know it's butchering day, and I clean them out every time. My kids will tell you, friends, other family that come by here for grill sessions, they can't tell the difference between chuck eye steak and a ribeye. I've done the test. You can do it yourself too. Now we're going to go over here to another website. This one's Steak University. What's at stake? Choosing the right cut of steak. And I'll leave the link to this in the description below the video, to all 3 of these. We're going to go here to top steak cuts. He's going to talk about the Tbone. He's going to tell you again, it's cut from the short loin of the animal, closer toward the stomach than the rear. These cuts are usually tender, one of the most popular at a steakhouse because they contain 2 different types of meat. Tenderloin on one side and a strip steak on the other. So the Tbone can give you 2 steak flavors and textures in one cut to please the palate. The pros, you get 2 steaks in one with a Tbone, which is quite a treat for a steak lover. The cons, the Tbone is on the higher end of the price spectrum compared to other cuts, but as you saw where I shop, other than the chuck eye steak, the Tbones were the cheapest. Next time I'm there, I'll video all the steak prices, but you can go to your local grocery or Walmart, check it out for yourself. And I love porterhouse and ribeyes, and I'll eat a ribeye if I can't find any Tbones. I rarely eat filet mignons all in and of itself. I eat filet mignon when I'm eating my T-bone. So folks, there you have it. The two things I wanted to teach you tonight, especially my kids, friends and family, was if you want high-end expensive steaks, instead of buying them separately, a New York strip and a filet mignon, buy you a T-bone. Debone it yourself if that's what you want to do. Or just cook up that whole marvelous thing and enjoy. Well, y'all, I hope that was educational about meat. Now, you may have known all this. Now, I've known it for 40 some odd years. I don't share it with anybody but my special friends, my family, of course kids. Of course, they don't listen much. They go ahead and get ribeyes anyway. They know if they're going to get something for daddy, they better be buying him a T-bone or getting him some of them chuck eyes if they find it. And I hope you'll be on the lookout now in your meat counter for them chuck eye steaks too. And if you cook one up, please come back to this video and tell us how you liked it. So folks, until I see you again on the next video, y'all take care, stay safe out there, and God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye for now.